Well, welcome back to Midlife Pizza Slice. I'm Kyle Wilson, and we're going to talk today about health because, it's the holidays. So it's getting harder and harder as we get from Thanksgiving to things like Christmas and New Year's. It's harder and harder to try and stay healthy during these days because, we're just tempted by so many different things. I mean, you put a cinnamon roll in front of me and just forget about it. I'm all over that kind of thing. So there is something that I do about 4 to 5 times a week to try and stay healthy, especially during this time of year, and that is juicing. I am a big fan of juicing, and I've been juicing for 15 years. Let me give you 3 really quick benefits of juicing. I mean, first and foremost, there is energy. Instead of having a cup of coffee at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, my go-to is to go ahead and juice, especially if it's kind of one of my on days for juicing. Sometimes I don't have the time, so sometimes I don't always get it in. Like I said, 4 or 5 times a week, I like that little boost of energy instead of having a cup of coffee, because now you're getting natural sugars into your system versus, just a direct hit of like caffeine from, your coffee drink, and especially if you like some of those sugary coffee drinks that some of those vendors out there have. Second benefit I can tell you is your antioxidants, okay? Juicing provides a tremendous amount of antioxidants, and having higher levels of antioxidants, especially at our age, when you're hitting your midlife, it's going to help with putting off different ailments that may be caused because of a lack of antioxidants, things like diabetes or even cancer or cardiovascular disease. And then the last quick benefit of juicing is getting all of those nutrients. I mean, the food we eat today, even the healthy foods, are not as nutrient rich as they were 50 years ago. And that is a shame, and I wish there was something that would really change, but I don't know that it'll change too fast. But even if you're trying to use like all organics, 50 years ago, they just had anywhere from, depending on what we're talking about, the specific vegetable or fruit, anywhere from 10 to almost 50% less nutrients today than before. So we should be trying to do everything we can to get as many of those vitamins and nutrients as we possibly can. All right, let's get at it. Let's juice. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the leafy greens that I try to juice as I prepare things. Up at the top, we have kale, and that's, it may look a little different because that's Italian kale. The regular kale that I try to get at the grocery store wasn't looking too good, so I went with the Italian kale for the next couple of weeks. So Italian kale, just like kale, contains flavonoids, carotenoids, and those help reduce inflammation throughout your system, as well as containing vitamin K, potassium, omega-3 fatty acids, which are all going to help promote heart health. And then directly below it, you may be looking at it and saying, that looks a little familiar because it is dandelion, which I get it. Hey, just like everybody else, struggle with my dandelion leaves all through the spring and the summer. But those darn things, they're actually healthy for you because they're rich in vitamins A and C, high in antioxidants, high in potassium, and has other natural anti-inflammatories in those greeny leaves. Also, cilantro at the bottom rids the body of heavy metals, contains quercetin, which protects against antioxidant stress, lowers cholesterol, improves your heart health. So leafy greens, very, very good, packed full of good nutrients that are going to help promote your better health. Okay, so here's a couple of other things that might seem a little unusual to juice, but they're really, really good for you. Starting on the lower portion there with ginger. Ginger has gingerols, which can help regulate blood sugar levels, antifungal and antimicrobial properties, boosting your immunity, and also phenolic compounds. Let me try that again. Phenolic compounds that stimulate your digestion, which is always helpful, as well as just to the left of that is turmeric. And turmeric is packed with tons of antioxidants, so it's very, very good for you. And it also, again, has anti-inflammatory properties and contains curcumin as one of its prime anti-inflammatory properties. And listen, inflammation, the battle against inflammation is one of the big battles we have in today's diet, is actually getting those levels of inflammation down. Also, you'll see on there, yep, that's a slice of aloe. And aloe soothes your stomach. It aids in your digestion. Again, that's really good if you can help your digestive tract. It reduces your stomach acids and your heartburn, and it helps to reduce bad cholesterol, which, hey, if you're like me, my cholesterol could be a little bit better. So anything I can do to help give me an edge, I'm going to do it. Here's some more things that I juice, and folks, I'm not done yet. All right, we got beets, which contain nitrates that improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, reduce your LDL, help to get rid of that bad cholesterol. We also got carrots, which contain beta carotene that protects your eyes and your vision, always a good thing, as well as containing vitamins A and C, which enhance your immune system. It's the winter months. So anything you can do to help your immune system just fight off from getting that cold or one of those fevers, that's a good thing to have in your mix. It also contains vitamin E, lowers blood pressure and risks of heart disease. And then you also have cucumbers, which contain potassium, that lowers your blood pressure, contains plant sterols, which lowers bad cholesterol, and it's another one of your veggies that contains a high amount of antioxidants. Last, you have apples, which contain vitamin C and polyphenols, which are antioxidants that reduce free radicals. What was it, Ben Franklin? Eat an apple a day, keep the doctor away?
Yes!
Well, here's the thing. This is one of the reasons I juice. There's a number of these things on here that you're looking at that I would never, ever eat just by itself. I will never grab a beet and be like, yum, I cannot wait to eat a beet. But juicing them, I'm great with that. So just the mixes of the different sweetnesses or sugars and flavors that you have when you're juicing, I'm good with that. Okay, last but not least on this, we've added in 2 more things, lemons and oranges. Lemons help to lower your blood sugar levels, which is always helpful, and it's going to aid your digestion and protect against cardiovascular disease. One of those enemy number 1 health-wise in our country. Also, the oranges, hey, they are jam-packed with your best immunity booster, vitamin C. So again, especially during this time of year, where there maybe, kids, friends, family, whoever, coworkers are getting sick, get as much vitamin C as you possibly can. And also in the oranges, vitamins and nutrients inside of them, they help to also fight cardiovascular disease. So it's a great 1-2 punch. Now, as I mentioned before, right, this takes me about a half hour only because I do some prep work beforehand. So things like the beets, the cucumbers, the apples, especially the leafy greens, the kale, the cilantro, the dandelion greens, those are all cleaned, usually on the weekends, because, I just throw them in some water, a little bit of baking soda, or sometimes I'll use some vinegar on it just to make sure that anything that's on there is cleaned off or, killed off, because, our foods today just unfortunately get different chemicals or pesticides on them one way or another, even sometimes the organic stuff. So it's always good to clean your veggies before you're doing this. It'll help you tremendously with that timing and just knocking this out in a half hour during your weekdays. All right, now that we've got all of this together, let's do it. Let's juice. Okay, so as you can see here, I am not a juicer machine snob by any means. I actually use a Hamilton Beach. I think they have them at Walmart and Target, places like that, Amazon, for around $70, $80. And quite honestly, when this one goes, which might be another year, 2 years from now, because I do use it frequently, I just buy a brand new one. What I like the most about this is 2 easy speeds to work with, super easy to clean, which I'll show you just really briefly later. And also it's got a very wide mouth at the top, so as far as getting the vegetables in there, it happens smooth, easy, no fuss, no muss, which is what I like in my juicer. So I'll probably speed through this a little bit just so you can see what the end result is, but I'll leave this running while I do it. Now, I never claimed that this thing was particularly quiet. Doesn't really matter for the most part. Gets a little noisy. It's not like I'm on the phone with anybody or trying to, do any FaceTiming while I'm trying to juice at the same time. But here's exactly how this came out. Okay, I know, you're looking at it going, what the? But that's okay, just wait. I'm gonna pour this into a pitcher here for my blender, which I just had. So use a very simple blender machine as well, because this is where we're gonna go from juicing to a smoothie. But I gotta finish the juicing, so hold on a second. Okay, there we go. There's the second glass. Looks a lot like the first one. Okay, but it's not as green because of the leafy greens we already took care of in the first cup. And I'm gonna go ahead, pour that in. And now I'm gonna get this thing ready for the blender so that I can do the smoothie part to this. Now that we've got all that together, now we can start blending things and creating more of that smoothie. And there's a couple of reasons I'd like to make it more of a smoothie. I just like the way it tastes, I like the consistency a little bit more. So I'd like to drop in a frozen banana. I mean, you can use an unfrozen banana, a fresher one if you want. I like the frozen one, just gives a little more consistency and a little bit more chill to the drink. I also put in some pumpkin seeds here. Pumpkin seeds are really packed again with antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. Plus most of your seeds or nuts that you're gonna put in are also higher, like Brazil nuts, which are higher in omega-3 fatty acids. They're going to help with lowering bad cholesterol. And like I said, I'm one of those people who it's probably a good thing for me to lower my bad cholesterol and try and raise my good cholesterol. I also like to throw in some blueberries as well. This isn't an endorsement for anybody's specific blueberries, but blueberries again are packed hot with high amounts of antioxidants, which I don't know if you can ever just get too many antioxidants in today's world. And based on the other foods that we mostly eat, it's probably a good thing for us to have those. And I also like to put in some walnuts. Now all these nuts and along with the bananas and the seeds, I'm also putting in some fiber that I didn't get from the juicing that I'm putting back in, which is going to help, just keep you regular and keep things moving through your system. And I don't know if that's ever a bad thing. Some people might really need that. So I like to put all that together. Then I can go ahead and blend this up and I'm all done. All I got to do is clean up and I can enjoy myself. As we get older, health becomes more and more of a concern. But it's not like there are things that we can't try to do. Whether that's getting in some more exercise, making some changes to our diet, or maybe just adding something like juicing to our regular regimen day by day, just to help us, get a little bit more of an edge on trying to keep on top of our health. Because the less health issues that we have, I think the happier that we're going to be. And also, hey, it's going to help us as you get older, because the more we can do fighting off disease, aging, just things not really working the way that they should be or they used to be, I think is tremendous help. You want some? You want any? Yeah. Okay. So the cat wants to have some juice, so I'm going to go ahead and give her some. Thank you so much for tuning in today and watching this episode of Midlife Pizza Slice. And we'll be doing some more on health in the coming weeks. Really happy that you're joining in today. Click the like, hit the subscribe. Let's do some more episodes together. I'll see you guys again soon.